from Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink, with the host for the most for Houston Texans news. What's going on, Chill Will? What's going on, Houston Homer? Eric Villa, Titans up, Man up, Wise Citizens, Robbie G. What's going on with all y'all fellas? I was a little behind. I was trying to set this little scooter up for my daughters for their birthday gift. What's going on, man? Things? Damn, I got a shitload of likes. I appreciate y'all boys coming through, man, showing love as always. What's going on with everybody? What's going on, real family? Kyle, what's going on? What's going on, B Shell? We go down. We chilling, man. Shit, I was a little late, man. I had to set it back like an extra 10, 15 minutes. I was trying to set this thing up for my daughters for their little birthday gift that they had got yesterday. So y'all, excuse the wait. What's going on, man? Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I was watching some of it earlier. That's why I'm doing mine right now, man. Cause I seen a few other people that linked me to a bunch of other people's video after I watched yours. What's going on, man? Jay Bird, what's going on? What's going on, man? I see y'all then came out here and then made a little hashtag. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna turn that into something. What's going on, Ferocious? Man, y'all came in here quick, shit. Y'all was waiting, so y'all must have got them notifications sent out, because that's why I set that event early. I set it like a couple hours ago, but I was having problems trying to set this damn thing up for my daughters. But what's going on, Cooter man? Why citizens? What's going on, bro? I saw your video earlier about Tyrann Mathieu. Robbie G, everybody else that's on in here. Oh, shit. Seth, what's going on? Yeah, I believe Honey Badger being in the system, man, it's gonna create a lot of problems. We are getting a lot of premier players back. You know what I'm saying, from the team. Clowney. I think he's gonna elevate his game. To a true potential. I was gonna end up making a mark my words. In terms of him a little later on, I'm not even gonna share that on the stream. I'm gonna do that when we do the roundtable later on tonight. Whenever time that's it is, that's probably gonna be in the next couple of hours or so. Yeah, I saw Saquon Barkley. He ended up getting trapped. Yeah, Tyron was a steal. Yeah, 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 he was, man. I appreciate you sliding through, and I definitely agree with what you were saying. Most fans probably would have took that what you said personal. I ain't take it personal at all, because we've been preaching and been talking about this team being soft for quite some time. That's why we've been wanting these type of players um, to help out, and we've been advocating as Texans fans to get dudes who gonna hold dudes accountable. And I know Honey Badger is gonna do that. Yeah, just helping themselves to pick. Man, they just put themselves in a man. They put themselves in a. They. I know what they wanted to do, but I wouldn't trade it up and gave away that much. They gave away seconds, first. Like, oh god, it don't make no sense, bro. They could have at least got back a third round pick in that shit, a third rounder or something like that. Like they just traded back, and just got that first back. That wasn't enough. Like it didn't make no sense. Yeah, they gave away their whole future, bro. Why? They have no cap, bro. All these teams that everybody keeps saying that don't have no cap, bro. They out here making moves because they know who they want. They'll make room. Ain't no telling. Probably a restructure from Dez is probably gonna come. And if anybody need to get restructured on their team is um I ain't heard no news on EJ Gaines. If they need to restructure anybody is fucking Sean the one that Skip Bayless like so damn much. He think that's the best damn linebacker in the game. What's his name? Sean damn, I forgot his name. Yeah, Sean Lee. There you go. There you go. Appreciate it, Homer. Ariel Key, Kareem. No, I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about Dallas, because somebody had just said how is Dallas even taking a stab at trying to get Fleming, and they don't have no cap space. If the Jets don't get the right guy, they said they had, oh yeah, absolutely, they got to hit the right pick. The best thing for them to do, if they gonna go up there, they might as well go up and go get Chubb. It's no reason for them to go up and go get Josh Rose and Sam Darnold. or none of that. Y'all, if y'all couldn't have done it, y'all could have got like somebody else. You know, y'all could have traded. You know what I'm saying? Jay Zizzle, what's going on? What's going on, Adrian? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. Where you been at, bro? I ain't even see you on South Sports. Where you been at? Bro, they gonna resign that safety. Yeah, Byron Jones. Yeah, yeah. They done made way too much money. They didn't gave too many back. Honestly, they need to restructure Tyron Smith too, so they can free up some more. Hell no, Ashmill. Ashmill tried to come in the other night. What was that, Friday night when Honey Badger got signed? He tried to come in there talking about he tried to take credit for that, but we was like, nigga, you was talking about Earl Thomas. You didn't say nothing about the Honey Badger, and everybody knew that because all we got to do is just go look back at what Thursday night stream when he said that, Wednesday and Thursday night. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he said it on both nights, and on Friday night he wasn't nowhere to be seen. And I don't think he subscribed to my page, but we definitely let it be known a few days ago in the stream I did the other day when y'all was in here. And we definitely let it be known. Yeah, he was saying that shit all week. Yeah, we should go after Reed too. Honestly, Reed would be nice with Honey Badger because that solves your strong safety problem. That's all. And you can have a situation where either Andre Hal is playing a dime or he can stay at free safety and Honey Badger can play, in the dime when needed. Just depending on certain situations. But the fact that his salary is 4.5 million, you know what I'm saying? It's a $2 million signing bonus, and he getting 500K for a roster spot, bro. That's a damn good deal, bro. Nobody else probably could offer him a contract of that because I was looking at various YouTube channels where dudes was talking about the deal that we got him for, and everybody was like, "Bro, it's a steal," which it was once the numbers had came out. Anyway, if y'all didn't see my reaction, man, if I knew how to crop videos and do all kind of shit, then if y'all saw my reaction live on the round table Friday night, man, y'all might want to go back and go look at that video. I want to say it was probably about like a, an hour and a half probably into the video. It was probably like right. It was not too long when Tenny actually came in there along with Ray Ray and everybody else. I could say maybe 15 minutes after they all came in, and when the news broke, cause I was in the midst of picking my wife up from getting her hair and shit done that night. That's why I had got off for like that little 15 minutes, and I was having like some damn network issues, riding around in town. Like it was strong in some areas, but I couldn't do a video. I could just do like my regular call, but it was crazy. Someone put a timestamp in the comments. Oh, they did? Oh, okay. Cause I know Hunter wasn't doing it. Hell no, Mister Fuck no. Fucking can't stand the military. I can't stand the military. I hate that shit. Nah, blind game makes me super more. Oh, nah, come on, bro. Come on, man. It shouldn't go that far. Yeah. Hell no, nah. I don't miss that shit at all. I don't miss having my time wasted. I don't miss having my money taken for no bullshit ass reason. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, it was real bad. I'm gonna put it to you like this: the military ain't the military ain't for you if you an alpha male. If you stand up for yourself, if you got something to say, and if you ain't gonna take no shit up off nobody. If you like that, military ain't for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you a kiss ass, if you like to fuck people over and you a snitch, yeah, it's meant for you. Trust me, you'll make it. You'll rank up so fast, it's ridiculous. Does this no? I mean no, it don't no. And what did you mean? Does your thought on Bob change a little? Are you talking about Bill O'Brien? Or you talking about Bob McNair? I'm not sure who you mean. I wouldn't last a day. Yeah, you wouldn't. Salute to the people. Yeah, I mean, most people. Let's just. I'm gonna tell you the reasons why people. I'm gonna just touch on this a little bit. The only reason why motherfuckers be joining the military is for school money. They ain't got no other options. They out here. Yeah, if you a snitch, they no. The military promotes snitching. Like if you do something wrong and somebody get held up, they encourage you to snitch in the military. And um, they put you out for like bullshit reasons too. Like literally, it ain't nothing but it's full of junkies. It's full of hypocrites. It's full of racists. That's where I knew like I always knew racism was real and live, but I hadn't really endured it until I got into the military. Anybody that sit there and tell you that that shit is equal and not, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it is not. That's it's really about some favoritism type of shit. And I was in the army, and oh, the Air Force. I was just doing some work with the Air Force. I was just doing some effort, and they low key the worst branch in the military. The way they do shit, and I'm a military contractor. Well, I'm a government contractor. I was doing some work with the military and the Air Force in Kuwait just a few months ago, and let me be the one to tell you, uh, them motherfuckers, they not as it ain't like y'all think it is. Nah, no, not absolutely not. I did what I wanted to do. Like when you get to a certain point, you don't, you just don't have you when you fall out of respect, you just don't, you just don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You do everything you can not to be seen. But enough of that, cause it ain't gonna do nothing but dredge up old memories that I don't even want to talk about. Made a lot of good friends though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of contacts, a lot of connects. The only thing the military was good for was that I got to travel to Korea and like 9 other countries. And anybody who think you just gonna be going to school and shit like that, no, it don't work like that. Because people think they just gonna go to military school, like little colleges and shit like that. You can't do that unless they approve it, and they gotta like you in order to do that. You don't actually do your job. You actually do slave work. Like literally, and when I mean slave work, I mean this is the type of shit you do. They got motor pools with like a bunch of vehicles, like all these little military vehicles, and they got like a bunch of connexes that be like all you do is inventories. I don't care what your job is. You're gonna be in the motor pool. You're gonna be in them hot ass connexes, and you're gonna be doing stupid shit like picking grass out of cracks with screwdrivers. I'm not lying. Ask anybody in the military, especially if you're low enlisted. If you're E4 and below, you already know what it is. What's going on, King Folk? Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, come on. If man things, you already know. If you was in the military, bro, you know I'm not lying. You know this. You know I ain't lying. Come on, bro. Yeah, you doing layouts, you inventory and shit, and then they do shit like this. They can't find some shit like, and I was in Signal. That's like communications and shit like that. So like, my job, I work with like fiber optics. I wire up like your mainframes and little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Make sure your telephone, your networks, and all that shit like that coming up. That's what I do. But I'm talking about nigga. All they be wanting you to do is like cut grass and little shit like that, bro. They use your body, like they abuse your body to the fullest. You gonna have if you ain't never had no physical problem, no physical ailments in your life, you gonna have them when you leave the military. Guaranteed that. Ain't nobody walked away with no problems. I didn't roll my ankles, my lower back, like all kind of shit. They fuck over your military benefits and everything. I'm telling you, bro. The military be fucking over people. You think they just be wanting to let you have that shit and just give you that because you served in the military? Fuck no. They charging you to eat in the military. Ask any guy in here who served in the military. You don't eat in the military for free. They charging you $300 a month just to eat. Even if you don't eat at the DFAC, they still charging you. The only way you don't get charged to eat in the military at the DFAC is if like you got a meal card, because everybody get issued one. The only people who don't get issued meal cards is people who get BAH, and BAH is basing housing allowance. And what that is if you married or if you got like joint custody of your kid, you get to live off base. You can't even just move off base. They don't. And then anybody, if y'all ever thought like the military take care of your bills, they do not. They don't pay for your food. They don't do none of that. They don't do none of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, you can get. Just depending on how you can take it, you can get in shape. But yeah, I mean, because that's kind of a requirement for you to stay in, but they push that shit on specific people. I done seen people who was 30 pounds, got at least 40% body fat, and don't get kicked out because they in with the right people. It's a lot of favoritism in that shit. If you ain't an ass kisser, it's a lot of sexual harassment. It's a lot of rape. At Fort Bragg, motherfuckers was getting their head blown off like at the gate. It's a lot of death. We done found fibula. We done found femur bones and field exercises, like dry ass femur bones. Like we be out on a field exercise, found human bones in the woods on field exercises. It's real out here because motherfuckers get killed in this shit. They be stressed out. Motherfuckers commit suicide and they be drunks and they abuse coke and bath salts and all that shit. Spice. Do they? Do they? What? Is it buffering for y'all? Do they? Man, right. Man, real family, if you only knew. Oh, it's a lot of tricks in the military too. They be tricking off. When I tell you, when I tell you, if you wanna, like, if you was a man or a woman, and you wanted to like come up on somebody over the military, it's easy to fuck over them. Matter of fact, if you want a quick money up, if you want to stay with somebody, you can stay with somebody at 10 years, divorce them as soon as you done made your 10-year requirement, and you easily entitled to every last one of their benefits for the rest of their life. So if you know your shit and you know how the military work, yeah. Oh, don't pay your bills in the military. They gonna fuck you up over that. Like be late on one of your bills and somebody call your superior. And oh, what? Do they promote? Man, they promote snitching at the highest regard. You don't, man, I'm telling you, bro. Do they pay in the military? Fuck no, they don't pay in the military. Bro, if you come in and you ain't got no grade, you ain't got no stripes, coming in, you making $800 a month. $800 a month as a fresh private in the military if you ain't got no ROTC or none of that. What happens if you don't serve your years in the military from the contract? Well, it don't work like that. You can't just get out of it. You do your time, or they put you out, or you get discharged. Like like you get like a say like you don't make weight or something. The best way to do it, pick up some weight and like fail a couple of PT tests. Fail a couple of PT tests, and they'll put you out, for your weight or whatever, and you'll get an honorable discharge. That's if you want to get out like the right way. But like other than that, you really just gotta serve your time, or they're gonna put you out one way or another. And I ain't a spokesman for the military because I can give a fuck about the military to be honest. Dude, they cut the PT test shit out. You can't do it anymore. Shit. Can you get your hands on weed? Yeah, you can. You can do anything you want to do, but they got piss tests. They put you on extra PT, bro. I was on extra PT. I know, cause they was gonna put me out for it. I got put out 29 days before my ETS date. That's how fucked up my unit was. I already know how it worked. I already know how it worked. I just got out like 5 years ago. Work my and robbed that motherfucker blind. But yeah, y'all taking me back. I don't want to talk about the military no more. I'm tired of talking about them. I done gave them too much of my life anyway. So back to this Tyrann Mathieu contract. I'm loving it. I really want to see. I really want to see like what he's like. It's just so much like in terms of what I know Romeo Cornell can go ahead and do it. Yeah, it is. Hector know what's up. Yeah, it's loaded with vets. Hector know I ain't lying. Shit. Shit, what? Hector was in the Marines. When you in the Marines? Shit, Ray Ray was Army. I wanna say what's it called? Yeah, yeah, see? I wanna say Tenny was Army. What's going on, Berkeley Boss? What's going on, Tyrann Mathieu? Yeah, y'all all in here. Yeah, man. The defense is one word intimidate. I agree, man. It is, and just the only thing, Eddie Pleasant is okay. Eddie Pleasant honestly is okay, and I knew he was going to be a factor in that playoff game against New England because I knew how he was being used from Romeo Cornell. He's going to have some value in this because he's going to be an extra. Like when they run overload blitzes, when they run his own blitz, they're going to be able to bring him off of both edges and stuff like that. And Alan Solano, I never seen you before. Shout out to you, man. Welcome to the stream. Martellus Bennett though, he's a little long in the tooth though. I don't know anything about schemes, but oh yeah, well definitely, you stick around long enough, you'll learn. You'll learn. We can show you, you know what to look for, why certain plays being in certain positions, you know, can make certain plays. Tell Sticky ass to cut my grass. I'll go ahead and I'll tell him. I'll tell him. I'll tell him a little later on. Sean Lee. Yeah, Pleasant wasn't resigned. I think he was already under contract. I know Corey Moore was resigned though. I know he was resigned. Damn, this video 20 minutes already. You see what happened when people bring up the military and shit. You just get on a ramble and you start going back all over the fucked up shit that you had to endure while you was in there. But what's good, bro? Had to work. Sneaky games just got on. Okay, okay, no problem, man. I've been in here for a little bit. I'm probably gonna stream for like another 15, 20 minutes, just to talk about this. So you good? Oh no, no, no. It's all right. It's you. Y'all got questions? You know what I'm saying? It ain't no problem. And it's a round table tonight. It's a round table tonight. I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna be about like 8 o'clock. I think Honcho was doing like a stream for the Rockets game, for the pre-Rockets game. So y'all go ahead and make sure y'all follow the Honcho channel later on and go watch that if y'all support the Houston Rockets or if you just support Honcho. The Cowboys had money for Sammy Watkins. Nah, bro. Before they started clearing cap space and all that, they was only at $12,000. They had the one of the lowest. I want to say they was like top three in lowest money. What's going on? What's going on, Cowboys King? I never seen you before, man. Go ahead and shout out. Hit that like button and subscribe if you like the content. Anybody else? Now, tight end is definitely something we're gonna end up having to address in this draft. I feel um, it's gonna end up happening probably in the later rounds, probably about fourth or fifth round. If you see a guy like Jasicki still there, I think we'll go ahead and we'll get him. Like if he's at the top of the fourth and we got to go ahead and make that move, then I believe it will happen. You're not the only one worried about it, but it's not a. It's. I can say at this point it's probably like the fourth best need that we need right now. Edge rusher at this edge rusher corner and outside linebacker is definitely more critical than the other moves than the tight end. And we have to say Texans are top 4 or 5 in the AFCs. I mean, yeah, pretty much because we got the quarterback. Just as long as if he can show protection and they can open holes for Lamar Miller, because the run game is gonna have to be even more critical, to the success if we want to make sure that the points stay on the board. Which I think it will because Deshaun Watson offers two different threats on the passing and on the ground game. And Ricky Montana, why didn't we make any moves yesterday, man? That's why I mean I know everybody was excited about what Brian Gang did. I was too, but he's still kind of trash for just not signing anybody else that was premier. I mean, he could have took care of all that, and then we still could have got Colvin. You know what I'm saying? Not that the gains and everything else is out of the picture, but I honestly think some other moves should have happened before the moves that we got. The offensive line moves I can't really fret over. It really is what it is. It had to be addressed, but we could have had some better signings and better contracts than what we did on a couple of those guys. Do you have coins or sweets like how? No, because I don't have my channel. I'll end up getting set up like this once I get this Mac computer and I get my I still got to give me a green screen. So probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to get all of that stuff, and I'll end up having a similar setup. Not the same setup, but I'll have something similar to like how Honcho is, and he's gonna help me out with a couple of things in terms of editing and I'm definitely gonna reach out to Visionary so that I can get off into some other avenues because me and him we already got an understanding on some things. So something going on with the games not being signed. Yeah, games is in the win, and it's kind of crazy to be because I don't think he's gonna sign with the Cardinals. I know he was supposed to go out to the Cardinals for a visit, but I don't see anything really happening out of that. I just don't see that as a team. They don't have no quarterback that you can truly rely on. I mean, their weapons are getting old. David Johnson is coming back off an injury. Um, I mean, they lost their free safety in the Honey Badger. They linebacking core is weak. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but they got a solid team. But I wouldn't want to go there. Um, I feel like Deshaun Collins back here do better than Ferocious. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would. Can you get a Twitter? Man, yeah, I am gonna make me one. I probably end up probably making me one today. A free weight injury that done me dead. Can't coach a dream. Yeah, probably Hackenberg. Fuck no. We cannot invest no time or nothing into that man because he sucks. Tyron was great outside of LSU. Wouldn't be you be surprised if they put him there? No, on the outside, the only way I see Tyron Mathieu playing on the outside is if it's in the red zone. In the red zone, he can play on the outside. I've seen him do it, but but he can't do that like from goal line situations. I wouldn't suggest that. What if Brady and Big Ben and crap out suddenly Bortles is in the biggest threat and we kind of man that would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? Strong safety we definitely gotta address Seth Clark. James Harden, your favorite player? I feel you, bro. Steven Anderson finna have a big season. I believe so. You know what I'm saying? And do you think we should trade Tyron to get a first round? No. We just acquired him, so I really don't agree that we should do that. It's too soon. We don't even know what we have in him while he's on our team. And Gaines will be the cherry on the cake of this shutdown defense. Yeah, he would. Eastside Harold, man, I appreciate you coming through. I don't know how the Texans did it to improve its secondary so much. The only reason why it's improved is because of Honey Badger. Colvin, I'm not big on as big on him as everybody else is. I mean, I know a lot of people are feeling good about him because PFF grades came out and he played with Jacksonville. Well, you got to understand before Bouye and what's called got there, he was playing on the outside and he was getting his ass torched. You know what I'm saying? He made no impact for that team until this year on a contract year, which is, come on. I mean, come on. It's a contract year. He had a top three pass rush and secondary, and he's one of the top slot corners. They made his job easy. If Gaines doesn't come here, who is your second and third option? I put it to you like this: if we couldn't get Gaines, then I'd like to go get Morgan Burnett, and that would show up your strong safety side, him or Eric Reed. But I think we would have a much better chance of getting Morgan Burnett, though. I think that would be the best situation. He gives you length, he gives you speed, he knows how he makes plays, and he would fit in this scheme easy. Like Romeo Cornell would know exactly how to use him, and he shores up the back end, and you don't even have any questions like that. And you don't have to worry about trotting dudes like Corey Moore out there and making picks and being in the wrong position. I mean, Vaccaro would be cool, but Vaccaro isn't going to end up wanting a little bit more money than Morgan Burnett. And honestly, Morgan Burnett is a much better player than Kenny Vaccaro has been in the National Football League. Vaccaro had this is probably his second season where he was decent. Wink, you admit that Colvin is better than Kareem? No, he is not a better. He's not better than Kareem Jackson. Kareem Jackson has produced far much more. He has more fumbles. He has more forced fumbles. He has interceptions. He has interceptions for return. He has interception touchdowns. He's got interceptions. He has plenty of pass breakups, and he's just been more productive overall than Aaron Colvin. Aaron Colvin is not better than Kareem Jackson. Aaron Colvin is longer and faster than the Kareem Jackson. But if we're talking skill for skill, no, he's not. I can match every skill that he has over Aaron Colvin, and the only reason why I'm even gonna give Aaron Colvin at this junction in time is because he's faster, stronger. Well, I won't even say stronger. He's faster and has the more length, and he's the younger player. So that's the only reason why. It's really because of youth, speed, and a little bit more length. Other than that, I don't really. We are good at D tackle, but man, I mean, well, to be honest, D tackle really isn't even a real issue with us. Um, do you think the Rockets will go to? Yeah, I think they will, especially now that fucking Clay Thompson is hurting. They 5 games behind us. If they lose another 5 games, it's easy breezy. Front stripping. Yeah, the front seven is straight, but we need guys behind Clowney. We need dudes behind Merciless, and we need a left outside linebacker because I'm not exactly sure what they plan on doing with Zach Cunningham if they do make this, because we talking base. If we talking base formation, more than likely Zach Cunningham could play the left outside linebacker, and of course you got Whitney Merciless on the other side. But if any one of those guys go down, and Dylan Cole is a middle linebacker, and that's who's behind McKinney. If you behind those guys, you need depth behind them. If any one of them goes down, we have no depth behind them, and that's why the secondary was able to get picked on, because we were not able to apply pressure on teams schematically, because we just didn't have the talent there. And the edge was getting abused all season once those guys went down. If you go look at the games, the edge at least was being set before Whitney Merciless and what's it called went down. Never had enough linemen on both sides. Yeah, I agree, and that's what I was saying. I mean, I've been saying that we needed depth behind those guys just to make sure. The first, if he was still there, I understand he's climbing, but me doing several mock drafts over the last few weeks, I understand he's climbed. But for whatever reason, if Lorenzo Carter falls to the third round again, he needs to be picked first. Dorrance Armstrong, I haven't heard of him, but I'll go ahead and I'll check him out. We do need a lot of pass rush. Lots of it. All I know is the Texans are going 16-0. I mean, hey, I understand the optimism. I can't blame you for feeling that way, especially having Deshaun Watson, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not gonna really give my predictions and anything like that. I know we did it on Honcho Stream the other night when we went there and we gave what our away and our home game was for the records, but that was a team that stands as of now. I won't be able to truly do that once preseason is over, and I'm gonna make sure I pump out that video, you know, for everybody. You think that if the Texans also got Butler, they would have? If Butler would have been here, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. You know what I'm saying? But the best thing about having J. Joe back here is the fact that he gets to be more hands on with Tristan Deku, and everybody else gets to learn skill, mentality, and they get to learn some fundamental things that go ahead. That's the best thing that I can say about him being. It's not so much as play, but I believe JJ will end up playing a lot better than he did this season versus last season because Romeo Cornell's back in the fold. So at least we had that to rely on. What's going to happen with JJ? I mean, the only thing that can happen to JJ is he gets healthy and produces on the field because he hasn't really been able to do that the last 2 years. So we just gonna have to wait and see. We can't really say right now, but I can understand the optimism and I can understand anybody being pessimistic about what his role is gonna be and how much play he's gonna have considering the injuries that he just came off of. And I don't like Zach Conkey. I like D Virgin and I like Denzel Rice. If we were to bring them back in this offseason, I wouldn't. Hey, those are some viable options that you could use this coming season, and hopefully neither one of them get cut or out or get outplayed by people that we have on this roster. I think right. I mean, the best thing I said, what I suggested that Clowney. First off, we need to be a full-time 4-3. Clowney and Merciless can play on the edges, and J.J. Watt could honestly be a situational pass rusher. If this happens, that means JJ can't get he can't get double teamed. He can't get double teamed, really. Um, he gets to stunt, he gets to blitz, like he gets to pass rush better than he would be able to if he was a full time D lineman. Now I'm not saying that he can't play D lineman in some spots, so he can't play 3-5, 7 or 9 technique. That I'm not saying, but what I am saying is it's more beneficial to his body. And you good, L Sticky? It's no problem. It's no problem. You know what I'm saying? It's more beneficial to J.J. Watt's body and his longevity of his career if he gets to play as a situational pass rusher. I mean, we all want. He can get picks. He can still bat down balls. He can still make an impact, and he can come off of the edge unblocked more often than not, and not have to deal with all of that traffic if he was a situational pass rusher as an outside linebacker. He could do that on either side. And he's tall enough. Wink, you think Clowney worth the money? Absolutely. He's a disruptive football player. I can't just put one label on Jadeveon Clowney because He disrupts. He gets a lot of TFLs. Running backs, honestly, don't stand a chance against him. Um, man, he gets to man. What's going on, Xavier? I say JJ Watt can be like he was when Romeo Cornell's. Well, Romeo was here the year prior, and he wasn't able to, he wasn't really able to do what, he was normally doing because he had back problems and all of that. And it's not to say that his back injuries can't occur, in this off season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in this season. So, I mean, hopefully his back ain't a problem, and we all know he had a knee injury last year. So if everything is right, if he's taking care of his body, if he's eating right, he's doing the right things, then he should be good to go. But it's not something that we should all keep our eyes on it. And what's going on, Xavier, man? I've been chilling, bro. We just started this video like 30 minutes ago. So anybody that's just falling in, ain't no, you know how YouTube does. They don't always send out notifications. I ain't even hit up the chat to let everybody know that I was streaming. So my bad on that one. Um, JJ play is soft now. Kinda. I mean, he still has the tenacity, but his body, you can tell like his body wasn't in full shape when he came back. And you can just tell he wasn't in the right shape this prior season. And I like Denzel Rice. Well, Denzel Rice wasn't a starter ferocious because he got hurt in that Patriots game when he got that pick when he ran it back. He had a leg injury, and from that game, that's when they had the IR him. I think he got stashed away. I'm not sure if he did, but it is what it is. I'm sure Tyrann is the type of guy to be determined and bounce back to play at the top level. Oh yeah, absolutely. I have no issues with him whatsoever, and he has a much better pass rush and a much better offense to keep him off the field this season. So the defense don't have any excuses to not play better this season. Off season camp and preseason too long. Yeah, I know. And Leo, you ain't really missed too much. You know what I'm saying? We talked about a couple of things, but I'm still going on. So you're tuning in just now. We still talking about Tyrann Mathieu as long as other things. And I like the situation. Man, I've been throwing it at a few guys. At first, a couple of guys on the round table really well. Darren couldn't come around to it at first, but then he thought more about it and was like, I mean, it really is a real good move. The only what will make that move even better is if, say, if we were in need for a guy like D tackle and somebody like Don Terry Poe, or we were somehow able, from the graces of God, able to land like Ndamukong Suh or some shit like that, and you got him and DJ Reader in the middle just clogging up every damn thing, and everybody else around them gets to eat, and you got JJ Watt coming on stunts in the middle, like how but like how Merciless and Clowney get to do. Because it's one thing you can say you've never really truly seen. I think I've seen this maybe one or two times, but Jadavian Clowney and Merciless have been more known for is rushing over the guard, rush standing up, and they get to do spin moves. They get to come in and just jet like they just get to come straight through. JJ Watt would be in a situation like that, and no, he's not. He's not too. No, he's not too slow. His acceleration, his speed to power is phenomenal, and the fact that if he gets to come off of edges and zone blitzes, like that means everybody on the D line on the O line is going to be occupied. A tight end is not going to be able to block him coming off of the edge, and his bend is still some. He still has some of the best bend. Him and Whitney Merciless probably have the best bend in the league coming off of the edge, along with guys like Robert Quinn and Justin Houston and Von Miller, of course. But Colvin gonna make a big difference. I mean, we're gonna see. I'm not gonna say anything about him in terms of his play. I mean, I guess the signing's okay considering what everything else that we got. I'm not really gonna say too much on him. I just have to wait and see. I don't want to. I mean, I put the personal put the personal stuff to the side, regardless of how you may feel about him as a person, or if you think he's dirty or whatever. He hasn't really done anything dirty in years, but his physical presence along. Think of this D line just for a second. If we were in a full time 4-3, and in nickel packages, this is the D line. You got Reader, Ndamukong Suh, Reader, Jadavian Clowney and Whitney Merciless coming off of that damn edge, bro, centers and guards are gonna be getting blown up all day. So schematically, you're not making sense saying you wouldn't want Indomitius killing and go far in the playoffs, which he's never done. So you got to think about it that way. Keep your options open. You know what I'm saying. Don't just turn it down just because you don't like. Put that shit to the side. That means because I know that's where you coming from. But you don't need to think like that. Think in terms of football and what makes football sense. The only thing I know Coleman is better than what we have. No, he's not. He's not better than Kareem Jackson. He's not better than he might be at this juncture in time because of how bad his season was. He might be better than what's it called. But if we talking, Aaron Coleman has done nothing in his career that Kareem Jackson has done. Kareem Jackson has like 13 interceptions in his career. He has one. I want to say Kareem has more forced fumbles. He has more interceptions for touchdowns. I mean, he's only had one good year, and he only had that good year because of a top three pass rush and corner tandem. If you don't have that, he does not have the season he had last year, and he was going against third and fourth options and tight ends. So for you to sit here and act like he's better, no, he hasn't. You're only saying that because of the team he just came from, and dudes is pumping it up, and you excited about the signing because our secondary looked so bad last year with Mike Vrabel. Which you got to take in consideration that Mike Vrabel was far too green to be a defensive coordinator, and it was evident he didn't learn anything. And no, Sue was nowhere near Albert Hainsworth. He's far more dominant than Albert Hainsworth would ever be. I want Sue so he can stomp on Luck's shoulder straight up, bro. We need that. Like y'all can say whatever I want to say about Ndamukong Suh because he was on other teams doing this shit. If he's on your team doing this to other people, why would you care? You know what I'm saying? Why would you care? I mean, yeah, because we get robbed enough, and the ball doesn't go our way enough. Why would I not want to be a situation where we always in the winner circle? And you can only do that when you have specific type of players that have a specific mindset on this team. And I'm sorry, goons haven't always been accessible with the Houston Texans. Let's just be real. We need some fucking goons. It's buffering for you. I'm okay. I mean, it's looking good for me. I mean, anybody else, y'all let me know how it's looking on y'all end. I'm with that D line. You damn right. You damn right, bro. Come on, Sue, Rita, Clowney, and Merciless. Well, just go ahead and refresh and bro. That's come on, bro. And then you got Cunningham and whoever else they bring in. Honestly, I would want Sue over Poe. But the good reason for having Poe is he's already played with Romeo Cornell before, so he would be easy shoe in. He would know exactly what his job has been. And we could have traded. No, Maria, we couldn't have because we wouldn't have got anything for a player his stature at his rate of decline. We wouldn't have got anything from him. If Rick Smith was here, we would have got something for him. We would have got like a fifth or a sixth rounder or something like that. But Brian Gain, I mean, he just didn't make that kind of move. I'm hyped to see. Yeah, I am too. I am too. Pushing for a happy man. Yeah, post sign with the Panthers. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he's what they need. I mean, they let Star Latula go, so I mean, they had to fill that position. I mean, and dudes like Charles Johnson got let go. They still got Thomas Davis. He's old, but he's still getting it done. And J.J. Watt is a tight end. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's been away from it for far too long. And honestly, if he was going to play tight end for this team, it's only in short situations like he played in 2014. I do not want him going goal line to situations trying to play tight end because that's not going to work. He does not have the speed at an NFL level, and the separation, I doubt he has. It'd be different. It'd be different if in the offseason, if they were trying him out and he was playing preseason games. Oh yeah, Daku is gonna play. Yeah, Daku. I expect him to be the second corner when the season starts because it's something about him, man, that I like, and he's gonna end up playing at a much higher level. I think like if you don't bring anybody like Gaines or anybody like that in, he'll outplay he'll outplay Kareem Jackson. And no, I don't want him in safety. I want him in corner. No, no, corner. Let him play corner. Braxton, no, absolutely not. Jason, he can't throw over 25 yards. His shoulder won't prevent him, won't allow him to. He cannot. He can't even throw over 25 yards. So it makes no sense for him to do that. If you bring him in, everybody's gonna automatically know what he's doing. Like it makes no sense whatsoever. I know people suggested that, but every time people say that, it's just like, bro, do y'all not know what this man has endured with his shoulder? Post strong, but his play is dipped off. Watch Andre Johnson return and win MVP. I mean, it would have been great. I wish he would have been able to play like an extra season or something like that, especially considering the work that he did with Rashad Whitfield, the footwork king at Bliss Football Camp in Houston. He knows what he's doing. And then that's the great thing. Tyrann Mathieu already reached out to him on Twitter or Instagram, one of the two. So they get ready to link up and just watch his footwork and just watch what kind of new skills that he ends up developing during the season. So if y'all on Instagram and y'all not following the Footwork King, I suggest y'all go ahead and see because he either working with your favorite prospect and he's definitely working with your favorite stars from Le'Veon Bell. He worked with Will Fuller. He worked with Jalen Strong. He worked with Melvin Gordon, Emmanuel Sanders. I can go on and on. Eric Rowe. I can go on and on and on about Andre Johnson. Um, there's so many people that he's worked with, and y'all can go look at all his videos, his techniques, and he works with everybody from QBs to O line to whatever you want. High school. If you in Houston and you want your kid to learn footwork and you want them to know how to use their quick feet and to work in the tight spaces and have a lot of fundamentals, then I suggest you go ahead and sign up for Blitz Football Camp. I'm giving y'all the plug right now. Reach out to Rashad Whitfield on what's it called? What do you think, Kaepernick in Houston? Oh, he was doing his deposition because him and he had a case against Bob McNair. That's the only reason he's here. Plus, he was training. He trains at Methodist because his what the hell do they call him? His agent is here, and well, his agent's in Houston. So, does Tyron Stanley bring in other big names? Hell yeah, hell yeah. His sports agent, yeah, his sports agent's here. I see you got that Bose surround sound system. Yeah, yeah, it's back there. Who is your favorite coach on your franchise besides Rack? What do you mean? You talking about like in terms of coordinators? Or you talking? Because I can tell you, if we talking schemes. Honestly, the person who has the best scheme is Kyle Shanahan. I don't care where he's go. They've always had a number one offense. Always. They always put up the most points. If he would have had Garoppolo, and y'all gonna see what I'm saying when Garoppolo is a full time starter, he knows he's the starter. Ain't nobody gonna supplant him. Just watch what I say. They will end up competing with us for one of the top offenses, if not the top offense in the league. If they get the right weapons, if they draft the right weapons, if they get the right running back, if they get this and they get that, in the next year or so, they'll end up having one of the top offenses. They'll be top three for a fact. It won't even be close. You're gonna know San Francisco gonna end up having an offense that they never had in their whole tenure. You think the Pats made a mistake? Absolutely, because at the end of the day, being in that damn Patriot system and the fact he had real talent and he was unlike any other backup quarterback that they've ever had behind Brady. He's actually a phenomenal passer. We seen what he did to us when we played against him. Everybody thought that was gonna be an easy ass win, and um, I knew to watch out for that game, and we lost. Kyle Shanahan's no. Yes, he does. Yes, he does, bro. People forget that season that Arian Foster was the number one. That was the year when Sharp had his best year. In '09, '010 or something. I mean, I said '010. What the fuck I'm talking about? Pants on to blame. BB wanted to keep him. Exactly. Exactly. It's fucked up. And another Garoppolo is not gonna come for quite some time. Lost him the Super Bowl though. I mean, I'm gonna tell you this: once Brady's gone, that team is not gonna have nowhere near the amount of success they gonna be used to. They gonna be losing to the division or anything. If they do win, it's gonna be barely because other teams don't have a quarterback or their defenses are falling off, or it's gonna be because of injuries or some shit like that. When Tom Brady walks away from the New England Patriots, the New England Patriots franchise will no longer be a powerhouse because there's not going to be another Tom Brady ever. The only other people who could be Tom Brady, is probably like a Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers would have had to win like two other Super Bowls by now in order to supplant that legacy. And I just don't see it happening. Could he potentially win another Super Bowl? Yeah, maybe he could, but I just don't see it. Absolutely. Hell yeah, I would rather have. Man, you must have never seen Kyle Shanahan, or you don't know who Kyle Shanahan is. I would take Kyle Shanahan to run this offense, and what I know he'll do with Lamar Miller. Oh my goodness! Ask anybody in this chat. Don't even worry about me. Hey man, ask anybody in this chat who knows Kyle Shanahan what he would do with Deshaun Watson, Lamar Miller, and Hopkins right now. Oh my goodness, bro. You must didn't see the year that he had the last year, the year that the Falcons went to the Super Bowl and how great that damn offense was. And they were the number one offense. Every team he has went to has had a number one offense. RG3, the year RG3 was good. You know why that offense was so good? Because Kyle Shanahan was the calling the plays. No, he was not the reason they lost the Super Bowl. They lost the Super Bowl because they didn't manage the clock. They didn't do this and they didn't do that. If they would have ran the ball, yeah, he has the deadliest zone scheme ever. Kubiak had a good scheme, but don't sleep on Mike Shanahan's scheme. Mike Shanahan's scheme got a mean ass scheme too, and I advocated him being here if Bill O'Brien was to ever be fired from the Houston Texans. Mike Shanahan will come here, and you don't want, bro. Bill Parcells is never coming back to coach for the league, so you can give up on that. Kyle Shanahan, bro. Kyle Shanahan, there's no mind like him in the league. Nobody. And that's why I'm saying, watch what the San Francisco 49ers, and they actually got a good GM in John Lynch. It's not too many player GMs who are actually good in this league. He's already better than Horsemouth in Denver to me. Considering the moves he made, the fact he went up to go get Garoppolo at what he did, he got Garoppolo for what, like a 6th round pick? You can't tell me John Lynch don't know what he doing. John Lynch stole this man for a 6th round pick. I remember I want to jump, bro. John Gruden is overrated. I would take Bill O'Brien over John Gruden. John Gruden is trash. Other than him inheriting teams from other people who don't know what they're talking about, I'm telling you, bro, he don't really know what he doing. He is overrated. If it wasn't for Peyton Manning being signed to the Broncos and them luring people, it was easy to sign with the Broncos because Peyton Manning had success right off the bat when the Houston Texans could have had him when they chose, but they wanted to stay committed to Matt Shaw. But that's water under the bridge now. And what was second? What are y'all talking about? Second. I keep saying second. What are y'all talking about? Yeah, he put up 40 points. Yeah, that Julio game. Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is a good offensive coordinator, but I don't think he can be close in good situational games. It wasn't his fault because his head coach should have took over and took some and made a couple of adjustments. That's what a head coach is supposed to do. So it was a second. Wink, when if Bob get fired, any prospects? Yeah, Mike Shanahan. That's who I want, Berkeley boss. If we can't have anybody like that, or I want somebody just a new. I mean, the only other. I mean, it's not too many. There's not too many head coaches. Shit, Doug Marone. I would have loved to have him to be the Texas head coach because he's a great head coach. But Jacksonville got him, and then they got Tom Coughlin to compensate it. So that's why that team is going to end up. Oh no, it's okay. It's all right. It ain't no problem. No, Dabo Sweeney, absolutely not. And he'll forever be in Clemson, considering what he brought to Clemson with that national championship. I don't see it happening. Oh, a 2nd round pick? That ain't bad. That's what he was, wasn't he? So they essentially got back what they ended up spending on him when they drafted him. A 2nd round pick. and they lost by doing that. It don't make no. Saban, no. Saban is never leaving college, and he's never leaving Alabama. And how I know he's not leaving Alabama because he turned down $10 million a year for 10 years to not come to coach at Texas. When I found that out, and when I saw that he didn't make, and he had all the free reign to hire who he want, when he want, and the fact that he had the best athletes in Texas at his disposal, and teams would have been clamoring. Any athlete in Texas would have been clamoring to come play for Nick Saban if he came back to the Big 12, and he would have made the Big 12 great again. Alabama would have fell off after Nick Saban would have left. And no, I don't think that because the NFL and college are two totally different stages of football. Regardless of what how it may look, no, they would not beat the Browns. Not even the Browns of last year. 49ers traded a second look man, that shit the Jets just did was ridiculous. With the Colts, ridiculous. They didn't set their front, man. The Colts won, and I think that's probably why Chris Ballard ain't making a whole lot of moves, especially now. Considering, I mean, it's a lot of people out here that they could still be out here getting. They could be signing all the edge rushers, all the linebackers. They could go be getting, Eric Reed, Morgan Burnett, and all of these dudes that we've been talking about. And they honestly need to find another option behind. Look, you know what I'm saying? Well, to be behind Brissett in case he was to go down. Colts are building through the draft, and I don't blame them. They can end up in a situation where they get Bradley Chubb. Well, they can't get Bradley Chubb now. And honestly, if the Jets are smart, that's who they would get at number three. I would if they spend that third pick overall on a quarterback, then they franchise is doomed for another 5 years. Yeah, it's going to be bad for them. And just watch. I can almost guarantee you, Jets fans are not happy. Y'all were fine at six. You were fine at six. If anything, you could have traded out of your sixth spot and got somebody else. And if the Jets get Baker Mayfield, shame on them. Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, all of these dudes, bro. Kurt Benkert is better than all of them, and he's going in the fifth or sixth round. He's better than all of them. The only other quarterback that's even good that I feel is going to be good, that's going to have a lot of NFL success overall, is Lamar Jackson. I think he's going to be the most successful quarterback in this whole class. And him and Kurt Benkert, they're going to end up having the most success. I do not see a situation, man. Old buddy Mayfield, he gonna get ran through. He's gonna get hurt bad. If you thought that hit that Geno Atkins put on Deshaun Watson in week two, how he rolled over at 6'3", 215, what do you think is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen to Baker Mayfield in the NFL? He better get his weight up. The only quarterbacks that size who are gonna make it in this league are Russell Wilson and Drew Brees. Allen is Ryan Mallett with an arm with an alarm. Rosen is better than Lamar. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that. And you can't judge a playoff. And that's they said the same shit about Deshaun Watson last year. And I'm not saying that he's Deshaun Watson, but you know what? How come every quarterback that these so-called experts always say that have the most problem in college is always improved vastly? They because you can't judge a player what they do as their rookie year. There's very few players who can show you right off the bat what type of player they are, and they maintain that success the rest of their career, barring injury. I don't see a situation, especially with the chip on his back. You think that he's not finna put in extra work and he not hearing what these dudes are saying? They said the same shit about Cam Newton. They said the same shit about Dak Prescott and all these guys. And I know he was probably a bad example, but at the end of the day, man, draft experts aren't experts at all. They only experts at regurgitating the same shit that other people tell them because they don't go put the work in and analyze tape themselves. So how can you sit here and tell me what an expert is saying is going to be true? They said the same shit about Trubisky. Trubisky had this, Trubisky had that. He ain't done shit. He ain't done nothing. They said the same thing about all of these guys. They said the same thing about Jay Cutler, and what has he proven? Nothing. Taj Boyd and Boykin had just as good as careers as that was in college. Who cares about college? He's not gonna be at the college level anymore. Trubisky, man, Trubisky only got drafted the way he did because he fits the mold. He didn't even win big in the ACC. You know what I'm saying? And Trubisky is not even Tony Romo. Tony Romo was actually good. And what's going on, Sean Real Live? Tony Romo actually had real skill. Trubisky is garbage. Trubisky's not good, bro. I don't care. Trubisky could go to the Patriots right now. He would be the reason they lose. He's not that good. He's not. He's not all that. I don't believe in him. He's gonna have to show me otherwise. I believe Deshaun Kaiser is better than me, in my opinion. Who would you pick as your first pick round three? I said if for some reason, if the draft boards go to the way they were, and if his value doesn't end up going up the way that it should, or something like that, if he slides, Lorenzo Carter at three would be great. That was so disrespectful. He throws 100 yards a game and was ranked higher than Deshaun. Oh, oh yeah. You talking about Trubisky? Trubisky couldn't even beat out the guy in front of him. Yeah, I know he couldn't even start the season. I understood the reason why they said that Deshaun Watson wasn't going to start the season, considering what happened in preseason. Because it kind of looked like okay, he had a couple of things to work on, but he went far behind the curve. And lo and behold, the first game at the half, he's already inserted in the lineup. At what sign of trouble did they ever think that he was ever good enough when Mike Glennon wasn't playing well that he should come in and come play? Like it took them with like 6, 7 games to realize that Mike Lennon wasn't the answer and that he should get a start. He only got the job by default. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So to sit here and act like Trubisky is just that live, no, he's not. No, he isn't. He's not as advertised. He's not as good as advertised. He'll throw some passes probably here and there. He'll probably make some throws that look like they're phenomenal, like every quarterback in the National Football is able to do. With the exception of Teddy Wood Bridgewater, because he can't throw over 25 yards and his arm ain't that strong. He's the only quarterback that people probably obsessed over the last few years when they say that arm strength was a weakness of his, and they've been right. Yes, Sean. Yes, it would. The art of dialogue. We need a slot receiver. Is not a starter to me. Well, I mean, a slot receiver ain't a starter anyway. I mean, unless you coming in three, three packages. I mean, you're not really gonna play that. I agree. We could have probably had it, but you do forget we did just bring in Sammy Coates. I mean, other people are high on him. I'm not really that high on him, but it is what it is. I want to see what we have in Braxton truly, and honestly, now that they picked up Sammy Coates and Bruce Ellington, and you still got Braxton like wide receiver, we don't even need to worry about wide receiver. That's probably the least of our problems right now. And with Deshaun Watson throwing every last one of them the ball, Bruce Ellington will have far more success than he had with Tom Savage, because Tom Savage could not get anyone the ball other than Steven Anderson and DeAndre Hopkins. He could get it to Fuller in spots. He could get it to Braxton Miller in spots, but not consistently enough. It could happen. Who do you want as a backup? RG3. Hands down. RG3 and draft Kurt Benkert in the fifth or sixth round. That's your quarterback stable right there. You don't need to do anything else. Yeah, I do. I want him to pick it up too, Jason. I really want him to pick it up because I feel if he's not doing something phenomenal in training camp, practice, and in the preseason, O'Brien gonna end up cutting him like he did Jalen Strong. That's just how I feel. If we draft Lorenzo Carter, he would be the next Merciless. Hey, it's very possible, man. Man, look, that's nice. That's a mean linebacking core. Bruce Ellington will have 600 yards, 5 TDs if healthy. Yeah, I don't hate games. I still think you trash though. I I mean, Tyrann Mathieu does not justify the rest of the moves that you made at the contracts you gave them, and you were wasting cap space on backup players. The only two starters on his team that he picked up is Tyrann Mathieu and Fulton. Everybody else is a backup and been a backup their whole careers. They tried it out on Colvin years ago before Bouye and Ramsey got drafted, and he was getting his ass smashed. He was getting picked on by everybody in the league, including Brian Hoyer and Ryan Mallett. So for everybody to sit here and act like Aaron Colvin is just this motherfucking goon because he had a top three pass rush and corner tandem this past season is delusional. If you think that he's that good. Y'all watch too much PFF and y'all watch way too much rankings from NFL and ESPN, from NFL on Network and ESPN. If y'all really believe he's a premier player like that, like he's okay, but he ain't no game changer. When we start winning games because of him, when he started causing fumbles or he's getting sacks or he's getting picks in critical moments, and when he's giving the defense an edge they could never have if he wasn't on the field. If he gets injured and I see in that spot that the play dips off, then I can believe what y'all saying. But until I actually see that, I can't judge him until I actually watch him play in the Houston Texans uniform. What he did with Jacksonville does not mean he's gonna have the same success that he had with the Houston Texans. They run a totally different scheme. You do realize they're a cover three team, right? We're not a cover three team. It's easy to run cover three in the league if you have the talent in front of you to run it. That's why I believe Mahomes will have a great career. I rated him as my number one quarterback. Yeah, you were tripping. I don't know what the fuck you were thinking. The fact that you had him over anybody, and I say that to anybody that thought that Mahomes was better than Deshaun Watson, you just I don't know, bro. Y'all was out of line for that. You think he can upgrade his play by being coach of Romeo Cornell? Yeah, absolutely. But until we actually see what he does in this scheme under Romeo Cornell, we just have to be patient. That's all I'm saying, Joe. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying we just need to take our time, see what he can develop to, see how he's going to be used, and then we'll know if he was a solid pickup or not, and if we got him on a deal, or if we truly overpaid him. I honestly think he's overpaid to be a slot corner in the league. He does not deserve Kareem Jackson money. I mean, Kareem Jackson has done more. If you go look at their careers, he has way more tackles. He has way more forced fumbles, more forced fumble recoveries, more interceptions for touchdown. You can't even compare the careers. Kareem Jackson has had at least 3 or 4 solid years. I'm not saying he's a good or great player, but he's been solid the last 3 or 4 seasons. That cannot be yeah, true enough. We hate him in certain spots going against certain players in certain games because we know that he can't keep up with specific players. But if you have him in the right situation where dudes are playing in front of him and he can diagnose, see the play, and make the cuts and get there, he's gonna get interceptions, he's gonna cause fumbles, and he's gonna make plays, and it's gonna be noticeable. Big difference. And he was like that even before we had a top one pass rush and shit like that. And so he's been doing these things for years. I understand we frustrated with him. I don't really cut for him like that, but I know what he brings to the table when he has been productive on this football team. The only thing that Aaron Colvin brings over Kareem Jackson is speed, youth, and length. Other than that, no. Remember when Kareem Jackson shut down Calvin Johnson? J. Joe was hurt. Allen Ball. Yeah, I remember that. You talking about on that Thanksgiving game? Yeah, I remember that. He had to play against Megatron. He didn't play it against. He didn't play, and he got Blake Bortles' number for some reason. I don't know why, but Blake Bortles does not play well against Kareem Jackson. If there's any corner that's ate on Blake Bortles the most over the last few years, Kareem Jackson hands down is the corner that shows up against them. I don't know why. It's just something about that dude. He knows. He's watched tape. I don't know what it is. Maybe he just falls right into his hands in the spots that he tries to get the ball to those receivers. And whenever Kareem Jackson is covering somebody, how many touchdowns has he returned against Blake Bortles? At least 2 or 3 over the last 2 years. He's done this. Do the Jaguars have the best online in the AFC South? Yeah, yeah, they do. Now that they got Norwell, Cam Robinson was playing good. They already had some solid pieces last year. Their O line wasn't half bad. They were like a good top 12, top 13 unit in the league, which is saying a lot considering the fact you got 32 teams in the league. So they O line is something to, But who's to say what Andrew Norwell is going to do in a Jackson Jacksonville jersey? What I'm saying doesn't mean it doesn't go for other players around the league. But I have to be concerned with my own team first. So, but it's very possible though. I would think so. I would think that move catapults them to a different stratosphere. It at least moves them up 5 more spots, in my opinion. So if I said they were like a top 12, top 13 unit, then that would put them at what, like 7 or 8 now. And do you see Clowney cousin playing? I don't even know who his cousin is. And yes, we do still need help at least outside linebacker. Um, outside linebacker, we definitely need a lot of depth, and we need edge setters, and we need better DN talent behind J.J. Watt and Clowney if they're gonna play on the line full time, which needs to be the move going forward. And well, not J.J. Watt, because I want J.J. Watt to be a situational pass rusher, and I want Whitney Merciless on the line, pass rushing. Pouncey would be cool. Marquise or Maurice, which one? How much would I play County? Uh, about 85 million over 5 years. I pay him about that much. 85 to 90 million. That's what like six. If I paying him 90 million, that's what like 15 a year. I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that. I hope we can draft Griffin. Shaquem Griffin, cool. I like Shaquem Griffin, but keep your options open. If he's there, I don't see no reason why you wouldn't get him. But keep your options open. Stay true to your board. Honestly, Duke Dawson, Armani Watts, Deshaun Elliott, Dante Jackson. It's quite a few guys that I would put way over him if he was to fall to like the third or fourth round. And what's going on? I'm seeing all these damn people who watching is just falling off. And I don't honestly, Ed man, if we would have signed Eric Reed by now. But if we wouldn't get Eric Reed, we could easily draft his brother Justin. His brother Justin is pretty good too, and he plays safety. So I'm pretty sure he'll be able to fall to us along with Deshaun Elliott and other guys. Sorry, I don't know if you read my comment. Let me scroll back up. Let me see what you said. Did you see Clowney cousin playing? No, I didn't. I heard he's a wide receiver or something like that, but I haven't seen it. Do you think we should have drafted? No, absolutely not. I'm in love with Jadavian Clowney, and you got to think Jadavian Clowney was hurt and he had to recover from a meniscus and still was able to do what he was able to do in his second season. So I don't think Khalil Mack. I don't think Khalil Mack, if he had the same circumstances in that situation, and judging how he was playing in preseason, I see no reason as to why we would need Khalil Mack over here. I mean, the obvious thing would be because he's been an All Pro twice and this and that. It's easy to consider him as an All Pro considering the franchise that he plays for. The Raiders, hands down, have one of the top three fan bases in the league. Always have been because they're very supportive. They come out, they show out for their fans, and I mean for their team. And it's just considering that he's the only person on that team making an impact, it's easy to see what he does on the field. But he's overrated in my book. I'll give my reasons why, because I have far too many reasons that I need to expand on in this video, and I don't feel like talking about Khalil Mack in this stream personally. And no, I ain't heard nothing on EJ Gaines. We've been keeping our eyes out. I ain't heard anything. I mean, in our roundtable chat, and I never seen you in my Joe. I don't think I ever seen you before, man. If you done been here for quite some time, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, I haven't heard anything on him, bro. Derwin James is good too, but he's gonna be a first round pick. I don't see him getting out of the first round. At the very latest, mid second. Yeah, and Kenny Vaccaro is a free agent. I would want Morgan Burnett over him though. He brings more coverage than Kenny Vaccaro. Kenny Vaccaro is essentially just a box player, and that's the only spot that he really plays good in. He's good for run support, but we need more than that. We need dudes to be able to cover on both sides, and I don't trust him in coverage at all, not man or zone. How does games rank in against other positions? Uh, I haven't checked his rankings, in terms of the PFF stats and nothing like that. What you were saying, Dust Scout? I think we'll end up with EJ games if we really want to win ball games. That'll be the best move that we can make right now. And I would still draft a corner in the league like Duke Dawson in the third round. I would go get him in a heartbeat. If Duke Dawson is there in the third round, we have to get him. If he gets passed up and we have him on the board and we don't go get him, I'm going to immediately know that Bill O'Brien just values size over Patch just traded for Patterson. Cordero Patterson? If they got Cordero Patterson, you already know it was to replace the dude that they lost to. That we just picked up, Badamosi or whatever his name is. You think Tyrann can stay healthy enough? Yeah, I do. Yeah, Duke Dawson is A1. Oh man, that was the best move that CJ Fedor was could have made, bro. He definitely needed to retire. I was glad he did it. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he get the books out, but at the end of the day, it's an essential choice he had to make if he wants to live. Because if he suffered something else like that, it's not a guarantee he was gonna get up to see another day. Nah, I ain't heard nothing. Have you heard news on Gaines Fleming or Delvin Brooks? No, but I'm telling you, you probably know something that I don't know. So please, let it know now so I can give my reaction if anything has happened. Um, I seen him play a little bit at Texas, but I don't really watch college like that. But I mean, he's an okay athlete. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I saw that he was visiting the Cowboys as far as they go, but a visit don't mean shit. EJ Gaines visited the Cardinals and he ain't get no deal or he wasn't interested enough to play with them, so he's still on the table for whoever. The only two situations I could really see for EJ Gaines that might end up panning out is if he signed with us or he goes back to the Bills. Because when he was with the Bills with Tre'Davious White, they was killing. They had like the top. Delvin Bruce was being right here, right after Brooks played at the Pro Bowl level. What position did Brooks play? And if Tyron out here recruiting dudes, then if he recruit EJ Gaines, then we probably gonna end up getting him. Wink, would you rather have Merciless or Clowney? Ooh, Clowney, he's younger. You know what I'm saying? He's essentially probably end up being a better player. But the best person on the defense, as it stands now, with J.J. Watt and Clowney on the team, is Whitney Merciless. Whitney Merciless hands down is the best person on the defense. He's shown that. He's shown whether Clowney's on the field or Watt is on the field, his impact is man. Whitney Merciless is Jesus Christ. He's a man amongst the boys, bro. He's a man, but he can go and I done seen him dropping the coverage. I done seen him force fumbles and blow dudes up. I love his pass rush move. I love his finesse moves. Like when he comes off of the edge, like how he bends and how he cranks his hips towards the quarterback. Man, that shit is beautiful to watch. And I love defense. Like that shit is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like if he touches you, you either losing the ball or you going down. Christian Watkins, nah, I don't even know who that is. So you trade Clowney over? No, I didn't say that. I said I would much rather have Clowney. I said, but yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, Eric, absolutely, absolutely. No, I didn't say that. All I'm saying is, in terms of players as it stands right now, because of his impact, him and JD are the best tandem. Which I never would have thought. You would have thought him and Clowney would have been a much better. I mean, him and White would have been a much better tandem, but it's been vice versa. You think there's any possibility we trade up? No, and I don't want that to happen either because we'll be giving up too much. We'll either have to trade a player that's really worth something, and that's the only reason why I could see them holding on to Kareem Jackson is if they were going to put him in trades. That's the only reason why I could see them holding on to him No, I'm asking you which one would you trade? Neither one of them. So don't no. That's not even don't. That's not even a possibility to me. Neither one of them. Clowney and Merciless. But I already know if you trade Jadavian Clowney, he's gonna have more value. But I don't care. I mean, it won't matter to me. You could. It's not gonna matter. Delvin Brooks is a corner who was really good when healthy. Okay. He was Lattimore. So he was on the Saints. He was on the Saints. Oh, okay. Carlos Watkins, I seen him starting that, but yeah, I like Carlos Watkins. He's more of a pass rushing D tackle, which we need. I can say Reader can pass rush, but he's more of a run stuffer interior. Like when I see the push that he gets and his technique, I like his technique a lot. We shouldn't touch nobody on our front seven. No, you should only add to it. You should only add to it. That's what I believe. Adding to what we already have, and y'all go ahead and y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Um, yeah, if you add to it, then I think that'll probably just be our best option. We do that, and we should be okay. Christian Covington coming back too, man. I like that man's game as a rotational player and as a backup. He comes in, he does his job, and he does it well. Like he just fits in this scheme. He knows what he's doing. Reedy can be blocked 1-on-1 unless it's an elite offensive lineman. Yeah, we need to add another pass rusher like Sheldon Richardson. Well, Sheldon Richardson's already off the table. Don't know if you know that, but he's already gone. Do you see JJ taking a pay cut? He already did. He took a pay cut the day that Fedor was ended his career. He took a slight pay cut. It was I think he freed up like 810K or something like that. So it wasn't much of a pay cut, but yeah, he needs a total restructuring of his contract because he does not deserve 13, 14 million a season. Considering what he's done over the last couple of years, I don't care what he's done for Hurricane Harvey. In terms of what he's done for the Houston Texans, I just don't see it. And yeah, I am too. I think everybody's excited to see what Cunningham's gonna do this season. Him and Dylan Cole. And just thinking about it, like he didn't even like Dylan Cole, Cunningham, Rita, all of these guys that we just drafted in the last season and this season prior, like they are going to be benefiting from the knowledge that this man has, and they gonna take their games to another level. Like they taking their games to a whole nother level this season, and that's why I can't wait to see him when he gets his hand on Tristan Deku. I'm excited to see what Will Fuller. Yeah, I am too. I am too, especially if he comes out of the gate and he's healthy and this like that. It's a situation where he could probably fuck around and end up having 3 touchdowns in the first game. Nobody able to run on us last year other than maybe Jacksonville. And Jacksonville was only able to do that the first game. A couple of teams hit us late in the season, like the Ravens and the Ravens was able to run on us, but they was doing shit like doing flip plays to the outside and just got the edge. But the only reason they got the edge is because we didn't have any edge defenders behind our starters, and that's what hurt us. That's why edge rush is critical for this football team if they really knowing what their needs are. When is our schedule going to come out? It normally comes out in the middle, right before the draft, right around draft time. Oh yeah, I mean Jay, bro, he ate on everybody. When you can eat on Sherman, Patrick Peterson, Jimmy Smith, everybody that they said was an elite corner last year. Oh, Jalen Ramsey, he knows exactly what the back. All he knows is what the back of Hopkins jersey looked like. That's it. Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bring this video to a close. It was good chopping it up with y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be in the round table a little later on tonight for the night show. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and subscribe if y'all like the content. I'm gonna go ahead and take me a little break. Probably go grab me a snack, take me a nap, watch a movie or something in the meantime. But y'all go ahead, y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight. It's your host Wink, Third Coast Sports TV, and I'm out. What's going on?